PSI believes rebuilding the social organization of care is critical for dismantling women's poverty. This means seeing care beyond the economic dimensions of the care economy that tends to consider it as a private asset. Rebuilding the social organization of care includes recognizing care as a human right, redistributing unpaid care work from households to public care services, reclaiming the fundamental role of the state in the financing, providing and regulating public care services, and rewarding paid care work in conjunction with the ILO Decent Work Agenda. PSI recommends to the expert panel taxing fairly for gender transformative care should include progressive taxation for financing the gender transformative public services, calling for progressive national tax systems that can equitably and sustainably finance the provision of free, universal and quality public services such as healthcare, education, childcare, social care, long-term care, social protection and infrastructure. These are essential to alleviate the burden of unpaid care on women. Fairly raising these resources would require ensuring domestic tax policies and international agreements place a greater burden on wealthy individuals and multinational corporations, particularly by introducing an increase in wealth, inheritance and corporate tax rates. Developing tax transparency and accountability to curb illicit financial flows, for advocating for greater transparency to tackle the secrecy that enables corporate and individual tax avoidance and tax evasion, which results in draining critical public resources that disproportionately affect women's rights. Calling for inclusive and democratic global tax cooperation, for a UN framework convention on tax that contribute towards gender justice by demanding that intergovernmental processes for inclusive and effective international cooperation for tax matters, reaffirming a rights-based approach to care, enshrined in obligations of states and institutions to use tax to mobilize maximum available resources to gain the fiscal space necessary to realize women's rights. Decent work for care workers, which includes formal employment and social protection, including migrant care workers, sufficient staff and professionalization, unionization, collective bargaining rights to raise the economic value of care.